and welcome to another The Connects Files video. In this video, it's going to be, we're going a little off trail from our normal paranormal stuff, Connects video stuff. I had the check light come on my Toyota Camry, and when I went down to the shop, they told me that it's the ignition coil. My ignition coils needed replaced. They pulled up the price for $109.93 for two, $51.49 each. And the code showed that it was number 2 and number 3 misfiring. So what I went ahead and did was ordered some coils, and I would suggest you look on eBay. Came in brand new, and they're originally for Toyota Lexus products. I ordered them on eBay, ordered a pack of 4, and it came up to $60. So $60 compared to $109.93. Go figure. While we're at changing the coils, I want to go ahead and do the spark plugs. So I ordered a pack of spark plugs also off of eBay, and the spark plugs for a 6-pack came in at $15.69, and this is the original type spark plug. While we're at it, I looked at the connection plug harness for the ignition coil, and this here is what they send. They send them with the wires long enough to slice in and fit, but I like to keep everything original. So what I end up doing is, I'll show you on the car as well. These are the old ones. I use this brace to try to hold it in place while I got the fixes in. And what I notice is, after a while, my car has 155,000 miles on it. They become real brittle. And what happened is, the little clamp here had broken off. So I want to go ahead and replace these as well, but I don't want to slice in the wire and connect them to the existing wires. So what I end up doing is figuring out how to remove these wires, and then we'll replace the original wires with the harness. If you can see this here, I don't know if there's enough light there, but down in that little slot right there, there's a little clamp or little lock, little pin. And what you need, I'm just using this here thumbtack, and I'll just push it down in that slot and push up, slightly push up, and that'll allow you to pull the wire right out. And once you do that to these, do them to all 4 of your little slots, push it in, push. Sometimes you might need to push the wire in and slide it in the slot, lift up, and then pull out. And each one of them will come out just like that. I would prefer doing this if you want to, per se, keep it original without cutting into your wires. And this here is much, as you see, is much more quicker than it would take as far as cutting the wire, slicing the wire, putting them together, taping them, putting the wire protector over. With this method, you're using your original wiring, and it's pretty quick. And there's the harness that we'll be replacing with it. Like I said, I've discovered my car is a 07 Camry, and that's how dry and brittle the parts are. So if it's happened to mine, I'm pretty sure for most other Camrys, at least 07 with 150,000 miles, you're probably experiencing this problem. Like I said, the check engine light came on. We want to replace the ignition coil, so I figured while replacing the coil, we'll replace the coil, the spark plugs, and also replace the harnesses. It happened to be raining right now, but once the rain finishes, we will go out and we'll take and do the replacements. Also, we ordered a head unit. This is the 10.1 inch Android 8.1 system, and we'll be installing that as well, and we'll take and show you how that comes along also. Okay, on this part, like I was saying, the check engine light, as you see, is on. In order to get to the ignition coil, you have to remove the cover. This here is the 2.4 liter 4-cylinder. So just remove the cover, and it's gonna, these are the ignition coils. Spark plugs are down in there. These are the 2 and 3. As you see, I've already changed it on this one, but on 1 and 4, I put this here tie strap to try to secure it a little and hold it in place until we change it. But until we change it, what I want to do is, while we're messing with the wires and stuff, I want to come here, and what we're going to do, in order to make sure we don't have a short or anything, we're going to come and disconnect the battery. I noticed this one here is already changed out, but it didn't have the markings like that one did, so I'm wondering, it's already boxed up over there, if this one was replaced. But the thing is, I noticed the length on it was the same as the other ones with the markings. What I'm going to show you on what I'm talking about with that, okay, well, let's start with the harness. And taking the harness off, I like to set that one up to make sure that as we remove the wires, each one of them matches back up or goes into the correct port. It's the same process. Well, this one here, you see the little white guard piece is already missing, and it's so corroded. So they might, yeah, just push them in a little, freeze them up. Well, let's see. Just force that one out. Make sure it goes to the end. That little piece right there is the piece that latches in and connects it, that holds it in place. Push it through, you hear it click, and then just go down the row like that, doing one at a time so you don't get them crisscross. This wants to be stubborn. That's the last one, so I'm just see how it crumbles right up. They're so dry rotted out. Just line that back up. Push it right in. Click, and that's it. That's done without having to cut the wires, having to use clamps or anything. You stay with the original wiring harness. Alright, next is to remove the coil. This here is a 10 millimeter wrench. I'm glad I'm doing this video also for the purpose of, if I have any problems, I can have the shipper, the people I ordered it from, to refer to the video as well. Now, what I want to show you is these are marked as, like I say, the ignition coil. This is supposed to be original for 07 OEM replacement for 07 to 11 Camrys. Now, as I looked at them, what I noticed is that this one here is the one we ordered. This is the one that's coming off. If you notice, it's a tad bit shorter. So I'm wondering if that's going to cause a problem as far as connecting to the plugs or whatnot. If so, we will be sending them back to the manufacturer and requesting new ones. But for the meantime, we're going to put these in place. They say it's compatible. We got them in order as of the way they came out. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Well, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. In that order. To remove the spark plug, I want to show you. Just gently go down until you feel it go over the plug, and once it's loose, screw it right on out. One thing I did notice about the plugs as well, these are labeled Toyota, Lexus parts, genuine parts, and it's this type plug, the Denso PK20TR11, and it has a split end. It's like a split fire compared to the ones I just pulled out, which are the NGKs BKR 6E IX11. I did notice that the height is the same as far as the plugs. And we'll just repackage. So the burn don't look too bad. It looks fairly clean, I would say. But we'll put these to the side, so if we have any problems, we can send those back as well. That in, just take it straight down, and you'll feel it when it hits the bottom, and just gently turn it because you do not want to cross thread it. So what I do is try to line it up to the hole, and as I'm turning, once it gets started, I'm putting a little up pressure on it to hopefully keep it guided straight through. Try to keep it straight, turn it. Once it gets finger tight, you put the wrench on and put your final adjustments on it. Okay. You don't want them over tight, but you don't want them loose either. So just a nice finger tight, and I just make sure it's got a nice tight feel to it. And now we'll just put the ignition core back on. As I put it down in there, I can hear the cap as it fits over the plug, so I'm hoping that's gonna be enough to where the spring inside the core hits the plug. But if anything through this video, we showed you how you can change the harness without having to cut the wires, which I hope will be beneficial all on its own. Turn this down to just get it snug. And there you have it. So each one of these are changed out now. We've cleaned the post, the battery post, This here also takes a 10 millimeter. We're gonna turn her over and see if those coils will work. See, we're doing all right so far.